For years on this YouTube channel, I have been saying that there is going to be a mass amount of people that come over to Cardano. Cardano is going to get that adoption. It's going to happen. Been saying that for years. And that's without DEXs, without smart contracts, just back in the day, just kind of as a value investor, like many of you, just envisioning this time where Cardano is going to have it done eventually. It would be built and it would be ready with a solid infrastructure, more secure, more scalable, more decentralized. And we envision the time. Here's the thing. That's what this video is about. The time is now. And there is a stampede coming, a stampede, which is the masses on their way to Cardano. And I'm not saying the stampede is here, but if you listen closely, you can hear the rumble of the stampede. And again, we've been tracking this for years and we've been waiting for this for years. And there's no guarantee this will play out. But the fact that what is happening right now is happening after all of the years covering Cardano and doing all of this content on here, it's actually really awesome to see. And I want to break it down for you, what I'm thinking. And I'm actually in the last half of the video, I'm going to discuss the charts briefly, mainly what to anticipate maybe for the next year or so as it relates to Cardano and crypto cycles in general. But let's go over here because this is kind of foundational to what I'm going to say, whether some of you like it or not. I tweeted earlier and I said, here's why meme coins are here to stay. They have overwhelming value because they're driven by community. The key word there is community. Every crypto is kind of a meme coin because at the end of the day, 90% of people don't care about the actual tech. They just want to be a part of something. And I truly do think that. I truly do think, aside from if you put aside the charts, because I really think so many of you, including myself, we got into crypto because we saw this opportunity of this early stage technology to provide some type of, financial benefit to us, right? Because with foresight, mind you, we saw what was possible in terms of the growth of this space and the value that's going to enter the innovations that are being built here, right? So there's that monetary thing that interests people, but the other thing that interests people, and it interests me as well, is just community in general. It's fun to be interested in something, whether it's charts, whether it's just the chatter of crypto in general. It's fun to be a part of a community that kind of thinks very similar to you, right? And so it really is a big piece of it. Now, the one thing that I did not anticipate in terms of Cardano, and this is just the way it is the fact that meme coins is actually what is kickstarting this adoption, right? And I'm sure there's been other aspects where somebody has kind of come from other chains to explore Cardano. I'm not saying it's never happened before, but meme coins, I've never seen it so great in terms of what is happening. Give you a really quick example. This is Slumdoge Millionaire, and I believe when I was scanning his Twitter, he's just a he's a big Ethereum guy. Maybe he's probably just an altcoin guy. A lot of followers on Twitter, but he tweeted this the other day. Okay, this was actually yesterday. Should I buy some SNEC today? And the thread went on like an hour later or something. What's the best Cardano wallet for iPhone? You can kind of see the process. I have Yoroi because I'm a boomer, but what's the best new wallet for ADA on mobile? And then it goes on. This goes out to the SNEC community. You guys win. I just bought $3,000 worth of SNEC. This process is the process that I've been very curious to see play out. And I truly think this is the rumble that I'm talking about in terms of the stampede. Because when we're doing videos or just tracking Cardano back here, it's just awesome, right? Multi-asset ledger on the way, smart contracts on the way. Crypto was kind of pumping. ADA was pumping. ADA just outperformed so many cryptos in the last bull market. But we just had to imagine what it would be like when things like this were happening. That's all we could do was imagine, because we weren't really even able to do any of this, right? And we were ADA holders. And now we're in this environment and we're kind of getting ready and gearing up for this next bull market. If it happens, there's no guarantees. I don't want to just act like it's definitely going to happen. But we're sitting here preparing, and it's all been built now. And ADA is getting ready to enter its first bull market. And it's finally proven itself, not just talking about what it's going to do, but it's done it. And it's happening right now. And so the thing about it is that really intrigues me is the fact that, and you can go look at all the projects and something like Tap Tools, and you can look at the charts. this is happening right now with meme coins, obviously. And I've seen other instances, right? But what happens when the bull market starts or things really start getting geared up, right? And not only that, but what happens when all the people that actually start looking at Cardano, maybe because some meme coins making the news, right? The volume that's involved. What happens when they also realize, okay, actually, wait a second, there's all these other DeFi projects that absolutely, in sectors that absolutely exploded on Ethereum in the last bull cycle, things like DEXs, services, all different types of products, right? And projects. What happens when they notice those projects? And what happens when they notice that it takes minutes to just get set up with a Cardano wallet and just start swapping and getting into the Cardano ecosystem? And what happens when they realize that it's actually more secure, more decentralized, and just simply better than something like Ethereum? What happens then? This is the thesis that I've been going off of for years now, and it's actually playing out because it's not only a thought anymore. We're watching it happen. I'm sitting on Twitter and I'm just watching all of these tweets just come out of nowhere about this adoption taking place. This isn't like me saying it's going to happen. It's actually happening right now. So this is big stuff. And I really think we can call it a stampede because I think it's happening. I think it really is. When we talk about Bitcoin or when we talk about Cardano in terms of the next cycle, this brand new phase has become a reality, and that's the DeFi phase. It's altcoins launching on Cardano. The reason I said Bitcoin is because it was just on the top of my head, was because when you go to something like DeFi Llama and you look at Cardano as it's trying to move its way up the list, it's number 16 now. Look what's ahead of Cardano, because something very similar is happening on Bitcoin right now, and it's really fun for me to see this because Bitcoin and Cardano are the two cryptos I'm most interested in. Look at them sitting at 15 and 16 on DeFi Llama, and they will be moving up, I'm quite certain, and time will tell. I think we've come a long way so far. In terms of the ADA charts, I wanted to bring this up because I think it's important. I do a lot of technical analysis on the short term. Even last night, we were discussing this little pop to the upside being good for ADA as it tries to diverge from a very similar consolidation from back here in December before the fall. We wanted to see a pop, right? And we're getting a similar pop now, but it's a short-term thing, and there's resistance right above Cardano where it is. But anyway, I do a lot of zoomed in. I wanted to discuss really from a very simple perspective what I'm anticipating in terms of Cardano, and it's very simple. When we look at things like a daily chart, and we have a target on the daily chart still in play of, if I can find my brush, 70, right around 70 cents. That's one thing. It's a bullish scenario for ADA. And we also have downside in play that I want to discuss. And it's really based off of this chart. This is a Bitcoin chart. A couple of things I want to mention to you right now. Bitcoin halving all the way over here, right? And if you look back at the last Bitcoin halving, this period of time before the Bitcoin halving, you can just see Bitcoin consolidated. Everything consolidated. We're very much at a very similar area on Bitcoin. There is consolidation in play. And so when we relate that to Cardano, I just want to say there's consolidation in play. Even amidst all of this bullishness that we have going on, Cardano could be sideways. It could just be down. It could test the previous low. I should say it could fall below the previous low. I don't want to say I don't think it'll happen. Sometimes I say that and it happens. But I want to say I think that a higher low is probably the most likely if Cardano is to consolidate. And that's just something I'm watching, right? And we go to something like the daily chart. A nice higher low area to watch for Cardano is a Fibonacci higher low from the swing low to swing high so far. If ADA is to fall more, we have ADA falling to right around potentially a 32 to 28 cent ADA, right? Altogether from the swing high, we'd be looking at a consolidation of almost 40% for Cardano. And again, it could retest the previous low. It could be almost 50% fall after this nice move to the upside. My point being this: if you look at this chart, we've just charted two targets, down to 25 cents or so, or potentially up to 70 cents. I track ADA all the time because I want to visualize all scenarios all the time. I want to wait for confirmations, right? We do that on the short term, but it's the bigger picture, right? So if you zoom out on the daily chart, let me just clean this up a little bit. You zoom out on the daily chart and it's kind of like, you know what? If the bull market is going to start after this halving, the 2024 halving for Bitcoin, and we're on an ADA chart now, whether we go up and then consolidate back down and then hobble all around going into the halving, or we go down, maybe we touch the previous low and then we're back up and then we're just hobbling all around. At the end of the day, the question is, does it really matter? Because I think there's a lot of people that in the short term, they're just waiting for that bull market to start. Come on, bull market, start. Come on, bull market, start. History says that truly it's going to be after 2024 halving when something really pops off, right? And so I think we should just not assume it's definitely going to happen like that again, but we should absolutely visualize a scenario where we are actually being faked out all over the place leading into that time. And so I really enjoy tracking short-term targets and tracking all of the short-term moves on ADA, but I really wanted to be very clear in the fact that at the end of the day, for me, I'm just anticipating some type of just consolidation, sideways, up, down, all over the place until the Bitcoin halving. I would love for things to diverge and for Cardano just to absolutely just start exploding prior to the Bitcoin halving. But when we look at things like a Bitcoin chart and we look at the possibilities in play, a reflection of maybe 2019, I very much just like to be prepared for, more sideways consolidation type of stuff. So I wanted to throw that out there in this video because I think sometimes it's good as I do a lot of shorter or midterm technical analysis. I think it's a good idea just to kind of reset things and just realize on the macro what's going on, right? So we'll look for macro indicators that trigger bullish. But in the meantime, while we're waiting for those things to happen, it's good to keep in mind just what history has done in the past and visualize and prepare for something similar. So those are my thoughts, everybody. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below about all this. Are you bullish on Cardano? Hit the like if you are, and hit that subscribe if you're not a subscriber. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.